Because without Mindex, I wouldn't know you. Thank you very much for the privilege to come and talk to women on this occasion. I don't think I've ever talked to women alone. This is the first time, so thank you for the first time. Am I starting? You can stand there. No, go on, mom. Oh, good. All right. So the general theme is she builds wealth. Okay, so I'll be speaking theoretically, academically, and practically. And some people say, he's a theoretician. What can he say? I'm not a businessman. I don't want to be. I can't do business. I can't. But sir, you can make money without even doing business. All right. We are not all entrepreneurs. Some of us, we just talk and make money. All right. I've talked everywhere, including outside the country, and they pay me. Sometimes they pay me in dollars for talking. So the important thing is first of all to know who you are and know yourself. Like Madam was just saying now, it's like a gift for her. If a 6-year-old person is already enterprising without going to school, baking cake without going to school. So the point there is that you need to identify your giftings. It's your gift that is the business. So it's not this, you see, it's good to go to school because when you go to school, you can really communicate effectively. But if you are talking about business, it's the gift. When you identify your gift, educate it and turn it to business, that's the real thing. My gift is talking to people. They must listen. You understand? So one day, Oshomole was there, Odobu was there, what do you call him? All of them, they were there. So I started talking. They were just playing, like, who is this one, sir? By the time I talked for 5 minutes, they all kept quiet. I know I got in their attention. By the time I talked for 30 minutes, they were still listening. So everybody has this giftings. And once you identify that giftings and turn it to a business, it's going to work for you. That's where your wealth is. Like Mindex now. His gifting is printing. Some of the gift you are born with it, or some of it because you were with your father. You think I just communicate to you? All right, but my own talk this afternoon, it's already afternoon, is effective money management and multiple streams of income. From the few I've listened to, Madam, I've seen that we are going to overlap here and there. All right, and effective money management and multiple streams of income in Nigeria. I put in Nigeria because Nigeria has its own peculiarity, and until you understand that peculiarity, you may not be able to fit in to the money management principle. There's no universal money management principle. Okay, so I will contextualize it. I'll put it here. Okay, many Nigerians are hardworking. There's no doubt about it. I can see it on your faces. There's no lazy person here. It seems as if you are doing nothing. What's the simple reason? The simple reason is that income alone does not determine your wealth. You need to understand the environmental dynamics the dynamics of the environment in which you operate. And it is that environment that will determine the value of your income. So the best place to start to understand effective money management is to understand the economics, the environment in which we live. Let's take, for example, you have a 20% rise in your salary. Very recently, ASWA's fourth government, and they have given us some increase. They call it 40% increase. All right? But if you factor an inflation rate is how much now as of today? Inflation. Sorry? Inflation. I'm talking about annual inflation. Table 1. You will score 0 because I'll be giving you a score. 17%. This table, inflation rate. And you want to make wealth. You don't know inflation rate. What about that? 26%. Are you cocksure or you just also guessing? What about here? Table what is that one?
4.
Table 4. No idea. Table 5. Table 6. Where's table 6? Table 6. Okay. Table 7. Somebody is already using googling or using AI. I'm looking at you. You want to spy even inside where there's no exam. All right. The inflation rate is 15.6. What is the implication for that if your income salary is increased by 40%? What's the implication of an inflation rate of 15.6? What's the effect? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for your business, for example? Sometimes you are doing business and you're not even getting any return. And you're wondering what's going on now. Some women wake up, if you go to New Benin Market, 4 a.m., people are selling goods.
Yes.
And they sell it at 12 midnight. After 1 month, nothing. What's going on? Did not the Bible say a man diligent in his business?
Yeah.
All right. So that's why you need to understand the environment in which you operate. Okay. All right. Saving 500,000 naira means little if inflation reduces purchasing power by half. So we are talking about saving. In what environment? In what context is this saving? Are you doing the savings? Okay. We'll look at the Nigerian environment. I'm just giving you some of this information. Then financial intelligence therefore begins with understanding what? The environment of business. Nigeria presents unique opportunities, but also unique risk. Look at some of the issues here. To survive and thrive financially, individuals must first understand the forces working against them. The enemies of wealth. Holy Ghost fire will do something with them. All right. So when you understand them, it's not as if you'll be able to change them. All right. But you'll be able to control them. Understanding brings control. Okay. I have a case study of a professor. This is a real story. The professor was promoted, and then his annual salary increased from 7,200,000 to 8,400,000. He was very happy. After 3 years of writing publication, they only increased the salary by 1.2 million in a whole year. Divide by 12. By 12, that's 100,000. So it's 100,000 naira increase per month that he got. He was very happy. He said, look, I have already moved up. But by December, he discovered that he was still struggling even more than before. He was confused. So he did some analysis. He found out that in January, bag of garri was 65,000. By the time he got to December, it was 110,000. The petrol that was 620 went to 98. Electricity at 18,000 went to 35,000. School transport, the one he used to go to school runs, for his fueling, from 30 moved to 65. Domestic gas from 11 to 19. I know these are old prices, sir. These are old prices. Women know prices very well, I know that. The internet subscription moved from 15 to 23. What happened to him? Even though his salary had increased by just 17%, if you look at this calculation on both sides now, from January to December, his expenses had increased by 60%. So technically speaking, this man has made a loss. All right? So we must understand that. So the question is the professor poorer or richer? Poorer. Why did the salary increase fail to improve his welfare? Table 1.
Inflation.
Table 2. Table 3. Could it be that demand did not it was lack of understanding the environment too, that inflation is at work, all right? So you have okay. So fixed salary mismatches with your market price. All right, let's look at those challenges from number 1, inflation. What is inflation? Is the persistent rise in general price level. General price level. And as of today, your food inflation is about 16.06%. That's food inflation. And then your core inflation, if you remove food and energy, that's the inflation of other goods apart from food and energy. You know, these are very important. Okay. That's about 15.86. And then monthly inflation. So if you buy something today for 5 naira, it's going to increase by 2% by tomorrow. All right. 2% increase every month. There's a 2% increase. So those people doing business, just check it before you sell what you bought yesterday. Check the new price of what it will cost to get it back again yesterday. Otherwise, you may not be able to go to the market again. And many people have been in such situation. Okay, so in 2020, a family grocery budget may have been like 50,000, all right, monthly on the average. But here in 2026, on the average, the grocery is about 120,000 to between 120, and to 150,000, just for the grocery you use in your house. And that's more than many people's salary. Amazing. So we must talk about what? Building wealth. That's our way out. What's the currency situation now? Exchange rate, black market. How much they sell dollar to you? 1,390. Yeah. You people are really dollar current. Benin City. Is it news? Or is it because it's Benin City? There are more Benin people abroad than in Nigeria. You don't know. So, and when you see, when the naira weakens, imported goods become more expensive. That's the point we're making. All right. Okay. Now, look at this case. This another case. There's this woman who, after 35 years of service, she receives 15 million naira. That's big money, according to her. And then, how much? Where are bankers in this place? You like to collect, give us 3% and go and be giving it out for 30 something percent. 2%. 2%. Per annum, not per annum, not per month. What an embarrassment. While inflation is at what? No, monthly inflation is at 2.13. So it's serious. So she keeps it there. 3 years later, medical bills up, food prices double, rent risen. 15 million that was once substantial became insufficient. Was saving wrong here? Was it wrong to save here? Is it wrong? It's right. No, it's not wrong to save. It's just that when the prices are falling, your value is reducing. But you must still save. And then there's a difference between saving and storing. All right? There's a difference between saving and storing. When there's inflation, you don't save, you store. Okay? So what's the lesson here? That money that sits idle loses value during periods of high inflation. And so, the question you ask, is my money growing faster than inflation rate? If you want to make wealth in this scenario where we find ourselves. Okay? Now, if you are a wedding planner, for example, you know, there's this wedding planner, and you said, wedding planning can be very lucrative, but she had given quotation as to this is the way I want to do with the wedding, but suddenly exchange rate skyrockets, and she finds out that some of the things she used to import, she cannot import again, but she has already contracted. What else would she have done to be able to, when you see that exchange rate can affect your business, what can you do to make sure that you don't get into this trap? Yeah. Getting what? A dollar account. What will you do? You will not be charging your customers in dollar.
You can give a projection.
To who?
To your customers. Percentage. For the now, this is the amount. But before when it takes place, there might be a variation.
Good. So you need to include a clause in such contract that, look, given this exchange rate at this point, this is what we'll do. But if there's any change, they do it with contracts, variations. So you need to put that in mind. Okay. So and of course, the validity period should be short. Don't go enter contract in this kind of place. Now, contract that will be executed over 2 years. No. Make it short so that the changes you can catch up with. That's why if you see people now, they don't want to do long-term business. You can't see anybody opening factories anywhere because the changes are so drastic that you waste your money at the end of the day. Many people are into buying and selling. Short-term business, to buy equipment and really do business. Even those who have the money have left Nigeria for us. So people are basically doing buying and selling. There's no long-term vision and strategic vision about business. Okay. And of course, you can also look at local alternatives since the exchange rate is changing. So the point to note here is that currency movement affects everyone, even local businesses. Don't say it's just dollar business. Check. Now, if you're a good businessman, one of the things you must learn is how is the information going to affect my business? So you must be on the news. You must be on the news. I had already projected that the moment they say subsidy gone, there will be problem. I projected and I did some action. It saved me. The moment I see the exchange rates trying to fluctuate, already there's a problem. So I need to save in dollars. It will preserve you. You see? So your ability to understand what the news, what the war in Iraq is going to do to you. You know the war in Iraq did something to you. That was when Dangote increased the fuel price because couldn't get supplies. So you must, as a businessman, you must be current. And don't try it. Better be like me. All right. Okay, these are some of the signals you will notice that you need to really work on your finances. Number one, your salary finish before month end. Are you stupid? Let me ask you. Help me ask somebody. Are you stupid? Before month end, your salary finish and you are still sleeping on your bed. You better rethink things. If not, your marriage will first scatter before other things. Because when there's no money, it's the woman that will scatter the marriage by herself. Many women are scattering marriage for lack of money these days. You know how many have tried to mend, but because that glue called money is not there, I couldn't succeed. A woman has no capacity to love. Argue with me. Argue with me. Argue with me. A woman has no capacity to love. Full stop. I will prove it to you, sir. If a man is feeding a woman for 20 years and loses his job for 1 year, that man is finished. Am I correct? Is the man taking care for 20 years, he now loses his job, and the woman started feeding. I have 5 minutes more, Jesus. Even I say you cut my time. This madam, you cut my time. You say what? Really? Holy Spirit of God, deliver me right now. If your savings are declining, check. If you borrow too much, check. If you delay payment of bill, check. If you reduce emergency reserve, check. If you fear unexpected expenses, check. If your lifestyle is supported by borrowing, check. These are experiences that will show that there's a problem. Now, you need to audit yourself. Audit yourself. All right. Put this one down. List your source of income. Do you have salary? Do you have side business? Do you have investment? Do you have freelancing? Are you freelancing? And then others. List all the source of your income. If you only have one, you are running risk. Okay? You are running big risk. If you only your income is coming from one side. And then you are running more risk. If you cannot stay without your salary for 2 months or 3 months, then you're in trouble. Just say this month, I don't want to spend my salary. And you cannot stay without that. That's a big signal that you need to wake up, all right? Then, of course, let me talk about freelancing as other multiple sources of income. When I say freelance, I mean you are offering your skills and services independently to individual organization, usually on a contract or project basis, rather than full-time. So freelancing is less like part-time work. You know, I do adjunct work around. That's freelancing. When there's inflation and then all these conditions we have in Nigeria, you can work on freelancing. Let's just list some of the freelancing business. Number one, writing and editing. writing and editing. Okay, if you are good at that. Even proofreading. Do you know you can do proofreading? You can have a business of proofreading people's work, and they'll pay you. Okay. Then of course graphic design, logo design, and all that. Digital marketing. I'll just be mentioning them. Digital marketing, visual assistant, programming and technology, data analytics, cyber security, and all that. Then in accounting and finance, bookkeeping services, payroll, and all that. Okay. Look up this website after now. Upwork. These websites are freelancing sites. Upwork. 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 Fiverr. 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 So if you have any, you can just check those sites your products can run. Freelancer.com. 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 People per hour. It's written together. All these things written together. Freelancer.com. People per hour.